Since the dawn of Minecraft in 2009, there has always been someone looking to find the next game-breaking glitch or exploit to gain access to an unholy amount of items that were never meant to be achieved. Some of these were quite simple, just crash the game, load back in, and have double the items you had before, while others use methods to trick servers into sending the wrong packets, thus duplicating an insane amount of items in just minutes. These dupe glitches have been some of the hottest topics in Minecraft, and today I wanted to talk about the most overpowered ones from each era of Minecraft, and delve into just how far we've come in the last 14 years since Notch put out the first public version. These are the strongest duplication glitches in Java Minecraft history. Starting way back in the alpha version of the game, these times were very simple. We did not have the vast amount of mechanics and items that we had today, and duping was just mainly used to stockpile some of the rarest items in the game, which were honestly at that point anything to do with diamonds. Most of the dupes at the time required you to somehow crash your game by either force closing it or placing a sign at the max height of the game, which at the time was only 128 blocks, and mining the blocks that you had placed previously. But there was one standout glitch that overtook anything at this time, and this was the close inventory glitch. Simply put, you'd place an item that you wanted to dupe into a chest, and then pick it up and hover over it on your inventory. Close out of your inventory without dropping your item, and boom, you just successfully duplicated your first items. At the time, this was the easiest way to get a large amount of items and the fastest without crashing your game, but also, it worked in multiplayer servers as well, which was very rare at the time. Moving on a few years down the road, we entered the first beta version of Minecraft. These were the times that I started my journey in the game, so the dupes in this era really stand out the most to me because I was trying to find them myself. If you played through the beta versions of Minecraft, then there's absolutely no way you did not know about our next glitch, which is probably the most infamous dupe of all time in the entire history of Minecraft. The 1.7.1 piston dupe. The piston dupe was so simple to set up, execute, and was able to push out hundreds of blocks in mere minutes. All you needed was a simple redstone clock and two pistons to push your blocks together, essentially infinitely duplicating any diamond block or any material that you wanted. The icing on the cake, this again worked on all multiplayer servers until it was patched in 1.7.3, and everyone I knew at the time who played the game had fond memories of using these dupes, one for the absolute ages. The full release of Minecraft has taken up a majority of its lifespan, and actually is almost 12 years longer than the time between the 2009 classic releases and the end of the beta in 2011. So for the full release dupes, I decided to split them up into two different categories to make sure we cover the sheer difference in dupes between what I'll call the classic era of the full release and the modern day dupes. For the classic dupes, it took me almost no time to decide which one was the most powerful, and that one being the 1.2.5 Notice Free Cam dupe glitch. This was the first dupe glitch I ever covered on YouTube many years ago on a channel that has thankfully been nuked into the ground. It does not exist anymore, but this dupe had a stranglehold on the community at the time, as it was one of the first hacked client dupes that I was made aware of. Alongside Notice not being nearly as a household name as it used to be, it was amazing during this era, one of the best hack clients to ever hit out there. As per these early dupes, it was super easy, barely an inconvenience to replicate. All you needed was a chest with an item that you wanted to dupe, the Notice client installed, and enable free cam in the menu to open and subsequently break a chest. After the chest is broken, then you take the item out, creating a ghost item that will allow you to infinitely place as many stackable items as you wanted. I think there was an unstackable version out there, but I just don't remember using it as much as the one that allowed you to duplicate stackable items. I still remember the first time that I was successfully able to perform this dupe on a server, and how crazy it seemed to be able to get away with this many items without much work at all. If it wasn't for the 1.7.1 piston dupe being so easy without a hacked client and being so well known, I think this would have taken the top spot in the earlier versions of Minecraft regardless of what other dupes came out at the time. This was the one that I used so constantly, so maybe I have a little bias, but definitely one of the best glitches of all time. Before we jump into our final and what I think is the most overpowered dupe of all time, I wanted to talk about some honorable mentions from the full release. The dispenser dupe is one that I remember from just a few years ago, mostly again because my tutorial for setting up this dupe is the most viewed video of all time on my channel right now. The hype I felt surrounding the first big video I ever had was insane to remember, but unfortunately the glitch was hard to recreate and was patched soon after it became public, so it was pretty kind of a flash in the pan kind of situation. And as our second honorable mention, I decided to ask the members of my Discord, linked down in the description below, to send their favorite dupes of all time in, and the majority of them actually discussed the donkey dupe from just a few years ago, as it came during the height of the anti-pay-to-win movement, and so many were able to use this to take down scummy servers, which definitely includes the notoriety behind it. Thanks again to everyone from the Discord who submitted entries like these fine people right here, but now let's get on to the most overpowered dupe of all time. For For the most overpowered dupe of all time and in the modern era, you'd think that would end up going to the Chunk Crash book dupe, as it allowed for you to dupe entire chests of items at one time. But I believe there is one that overshadows it by allowing you, the player, to duplicate millions, if not billions, of items in seconds with just the push of a single button. When I originally saw this dupe about a year and a half ago on Duper Troopers channel when it first came out, the dupe button allowed for any item to be duped infinitely with about zero work required, any item including server keys. These items could be duped until just about the end of time, absolutely eviscerating any server economy out there. This also came at the time where Paper MC became very popular, if not the most popular server type to run, and due to the optimizations and features that it had, dupes became more specific, less widespread, and more interesting to hunt down like this one. I mean, who would think that a single button would be able to dupe billions of items with just installing a single fabric mod? Unfortunately, it wasn't very long-lived, and it was finally patched, leaving the most overpowered dupe of all time just a relic of the past. And just seeing where we came in the last 14 years, from just opening and closing a chest to dupe a single item at a time for personal use, to using a mod for the game that could dupe thousands, if not billions, of diamonds in a single second, to more diamonds than anyone will see in their lifetime, is just absolutely crazy to think about. The leaps and bounds in the knowledge of this game that we have, to the reason that we actually use these dupes in the first place, makes Minecraft dupes seem that just more special in the end. And with that is going to conclude my list of the most overpowered Minecraft Java dupes of all time. Let me know your favorite dupes down below, or which ones you think are more overpowered if I missed any, and that will do it again for today's video. I know I left out Bedrock dupes. I wasn't really sure what to do with those. I've made videos on them in the past, but I also wanted to probably make that a separate video because they are a different breed on their own. So let me know if you'd like to see those also down in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get to them. Thank you guys so much for watching, getting your daily dose of vitamin P. If you guys want more daily doses of vitamin P, please check out the rest of the videos linked on the channel description down below. I started posting shorts recently, which are really fun. Check those out. The newest Minecraft duplication auction house glitches up there if you guys want to see that. Check out the last video if you want to see more about pay to win servers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and take care.